Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vinay and we like watching anime. My favorite anime is One Piece, but we react to everything: action, horror, comedy, thrillers, slice of life, rom-com, deep, dark, bizarre animes, and sci-fi animes, which has kind of been our taste lately because we are watching Cyberpunk Edgerunners. It's been amazing season so far. It's only one season anime, and season two is coming up. But and we are on almost at the end. We are on episode 9. But oh man, that's this has been a journey of learning and quite literally relating it to how our real world could be, or probably how it might have been, except for certain events that happened in a different way, just like how reality works and branching works. But this one is a killer because we I don't know who would you consider, like, of course you would consider in this series David to be the protagonist, but is he? His story is really actually sad if you look for it, right? Lost his mother when he was one of the top people, graduates, let's say, at Arasaka, and been looked down upon by the rich folks and unable to pay money, and because of that mother had to do some shady shit, but still losing her was a pain for such a young kid. And this guy somehow makes it into mercenary work because he's got incredible talent and incredible resistance to cyberware, to chroming up, and to sand distance. Of course, anybody else in David's place would have just fried right after they installed Sandevistan, but David pushed through, having a high tolerance to what we call the cyberware in cyberpunk world. He pushed through. He was able to not only fire the Sandevistan up, but also use it efficiently, nonetheless, for I don't know 7 to 8 times a day when he had nothing else. And now, after all that has gone through, after Maine has, well, let's say, spoiler alerts, has died, and now he's taken over the leader part for the crew. He has not just installed Sandevistan, he has different arms, different legs, different body, and probably a lot more stuff. But he's going, as we all know, as we all were told, he's not the special guy, and he's going crazy. Well, in this world, we call it cyberpsychosis, and we have seen symptoms going through it. Last episode, we kind of saw it coming, but it went overboard when finally, it was the final blow to his head where, well, he had to kill an innocent person who resembled, quite honestly, to his own mother, sheerly because this guy saw some things that he should not have seen. And by that I mean, of course, cyberpsychosis. His mind went crazy, and he is now fighting that thing off, trying to just be awake, living somebody else's dream, mainstream, to be honest, because he does not have. Well, I don't think that's a bad thing, but still, like, he's not figured out life yet. He's just a kid, and this guy, David, is he had one person to keep him company. That was Lucy, and I say was because Lucy's now been captured by none other than Faraday and Kiwi by getting their ticket into Arasaka, which, by the way, they are doing out of their own sheer interest. And did you actually see where, I don't know if you noticed, but Faraday met the guy from Arasaka in a diner? Oh well. Who is Faraday's actor and where have you seen these things? Hint, Breaking Bad. But yeah, that's what's been happening. And last episode left us some questions to be answered, like why did they want the Netrunner, which is Lucy? And of course, Arasaka has its own purposes, but David and Lucy had to break up. What is Lucy hiding about David? And we have so many more unanswered questions that we probably will get answered to in the last two episodes. But if you want to check out the reaction to the previous ones, there's a link in the description for the playlist of Cyberpunk and all other animes that I've been watching. I highly recommend JoJo as well. And hopefully you'll watch it and enjoy it. But let's get started on episode 9 of Cyberpunk Edgerunners Humanity. Alright. If you see me crying, just know that I've become too attached to the characters, and which might happen. David still doing missions. Yeah, big mission, big reputation. Wow, David taking on Arasaka. Oh, Kiwi hasn't told him. I don't think he will. Yeah, but you're against Arasaka. That's not gonna be easy. Uh, of course. Wow. Whoa. Dude, what the hell? Oh my God, Lucy is so much more in love than I thought she would be. And of course. Hmm. I actually thought Faraday was already there. Apparently, he's grinding. Hmm. What does he have on him? On Kiwi? I would never trust Faraday, no matter what he says and what he comes up with. Get out of it, Kiwi. David, David. Yep, trust David, as you know. All right, fine. Now we finally learn. Well, was that really a surprise? I don't think so. I for one thought that they will always be needing people to test their own developed products, like cyberware products, on, right? And apart from people who voluntarily go and look for this sort of jobs, there are people like David who have insane amount of tolerance to this cyberware, as we've known this for so far. So these are the people that you would be testing your either crazy products or, uh, I mean, get just every normal day-to-day products as well. But these are the people you test on because there's very less chances that something goes wrong. And if something goes wrong, you might have to pay somebody, you might have to do somebody, and well, that's high risk. But here, in David's case, they can use him as a puppet. Honestly, I would have seen it coming. I saw it coming. That's how it was naturally supposed to be for him, for David. But they did go about it in the most troublesome, wrong way as possible because previous mistakes with David and her mom and whatever they caused in the trouble, whatever the trouble they caused in the school when he was actually going to the school, the academy, and of course he's not going to go back. But they still could have pursued him, considering David was just trying to find a new path for himself, and let's say he found out that, oh, with Sandevistan I have crazy tolerance to the cyberware stuff, so I might as well be doing some sort of job. Given the proper pushes, he might have ended up at Arasaka. But there's more stuff happening, there's more excitement, there's more, well, one of the reasons is Lucy, but there's still also more excitement happening in mercenary work where the crew of Maine. But damn, Lucy, Lucy's been dealing. Lucy's been doing so much for David without him even knowing. How would, if David found out that Dorio and Maine were sort of the collateral damages of her all of her plan when she did this stuff? I don't think she meant for them to die, but that did end up happening anyway. And he's already not good at dealing with stuff. He's already dealing with in worst possible way. I think not talking it out loud, not going to somebody, not talking to even to Lucy. She's not talking to him, and now that he's broken up, he's alone, and we don't even know where Lucy is. Of course, David, as in, I mean, David doesn't know where Lucy is, but so it's gonna be a very strugglesome part for David here. And God, I hope that Kiwi doesn't betray David, because she's seen him come through the roots basically. She's seen him how so when since he didn't even know what to do, and now him taking over main position and trying to do all this stuff. I hope I hope that Kiwi trusts David more than Faraday and actually comes clean. Well, sort of, but still comes clean and try to save Lucy because that would be heartbreaking. That would be the final push, honestly, for David to learn all this stuff. I think Rebecca is the one who actually trusts David. Chicken legs. Okay. Whoa. Well, of course. How do these people even plan to do anything, considering how ill-armed they are? We are going to certain death at this point, especially you're going against Arasaka. With a crew like that, Faraday is really evil. Alright, people are handled. Oh, more folks. Oh, is he saying this might be his last job? Look at her face. Yeah, that's actually gonna blow up in his face if he does that. Back to the gig. Whoa! Damn! That's why we love Rebecca. Oh. Wow. Whoa. Honestly. Oh, it's a decoy as well. Somebody's keeping watch. Dude, this guy. Cyber skeleton. Dude, you're bleeding through nose. What? It's good to believe it, but oh, oh, wow, dude, I'm thinking David's made for this stuff. Oh, okay, we safe at least. This man is bleeding through his nose and still going on and doing stuff even more crazier than what this is. What? I honestly really failed to understand what his motivation is. What is pushing him so much? What does he plan to do with this? He's risking his life for stuff. Well, we can kind of saw that this might be a cake that's gone. He's still pushing. What for? I don't know. Maybe there's no reason, but that just pains me more. It's like, what's happening over here, David? Why are you pushing yourself so much? For using for sand, he at least used what, 4 times or 5 times? I guess 4 times. His sandwichton. The person was really cool. I honestly thought, man, oh man, nobody wanna be messing with David. And I'm a little bit surprised that Arasaka does not have countermeasures for somebody like David. I mean, if they do, they have split it up, and that's about it. And then that's really good planning from David's end, and even on Faraday's end. But they are waiting on somebody. Faraday, Kiwi's told multiple times to not trust anybody, to all of them, right? And that includes herself. So if something is going wrong here, I think David's. I think David is that kind of a guy who would take that into account that somebody might betray him. But did he? Did he in this case thought about this? Think about this stuff, right? Ah, damn. Honestly, he is getting crazier and crazier every single episode. And look at how many immunoblockers he has, and that's the same that the dog gave him, right? That's like 9 times more powerful, and he's still using it. I really don't want David to go through so much pain. He does believe that he is a special person, which in some ways he is, but man, take it easy, just a little bit. She's not that person. Yeah, exactly. And if you're thinking about it, it might as well be happening. uh, what? Whoa! Is that Militech? That is Militech. All right, how are you getting out of this alive? Kiwi, Kiwi, where are we? Because they don't know that you are on the same mission for them. Yep, finally. Nice. Oh, so it is a full grade project? Oh no. All right. So, question: how do you know this stuff? Ask her, David. Oh, David, Lucy will never ask you that. Yep. Nice. Uh, um. Whoa. So everybody just waiting for you? Yeah, exactly. Uh, she's in on it too. Dude. Nice. Yeah. No. He's crashing already. Who do you think David's gonna kill? Ugh. He knew Lucy wouldn't ask him to do any of this stuff, and he still went on and did it anyway. I mean, what is David thinking at this point? This is honestly really hard to watch. A, the betrayal of somebody you trust from your own team, nonetheless. B, thinking that somebody who you care about is actually wanting you to do some sort of risky stuff when literally a night before she said, "Oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't even be using your Sandevistan, let alone another military grade, which is a tech which is much more advanced than the current one that you currently have." I don't know why he falls for this stuff. Just get out of it. And maybe they would want just maybe they don't even want like Arasaka. Maybe they want David to use it and see if it works. But even if he doesn't use it, maybe they still would look out for David and he get captured and it goes into a different story all the time, or like all the way. But come on, it's like betrayal is one thing you had me. Like I the breaking of trust part. And of course, in Night City you can't trust anyone. But the main thing is you you've been with this crew for so long, and to break that trust for Nothing. I don't know why. What has been? Maybe Faraday has something on Kiwi, but I'm not even angry about her doing this stuff because literally she's said it so many times, and she's already mentioned that in Night City, Edis is only the thing that holds up anywhere. And I don't know what they have on Kiwi, but she's also an incredibly talented netrunner. Lucy, eh, she's won him now. I don't know what they're gonna do with it, and I don't know how crazy David will go if he goes into this cyber skeleton. Maybe he'll end up destroying the entirety of Miltic and Arasaka together. But let's see if they have countermeasures for if something that goes wrong with David. I think he's gonna do it. Just don't lose your humanity. Wow. Damn, that's a powerful stuff. All right, David, time to get off. I think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna do it. Whoa. So, oh, dude. In seconds. Yeah. Oh, wow. What the hell? Really? Wow. Oh. Is he gonna use all of his immunoblockers now? Dude, David, use that to escape. Wow. I think he's gonna beat the records of Adam Smasher here. He can take on a whole freaking country by like this. Oh damn. Wow. Is it possible to both love and hate the same thing at the same time? Because I actually sometimes I think the people who have this ability, like this crazy innate ability, just don't use it the way an efficient person would. Like think of, and then there are some people who are well, less physically capable but more mentally talented, if you know what I mean. Like think about it in the way where there's a person with incredibly gifted physical body, right? And he gets incredibly good at something like a sport, like a boxing, like let's say boxing, right? And he gets incredibly good at it, right? But he doesn't live and breathe boxing. And then there's another guy who knows how to get good at it, but there's physical restrictions, like his body is not as capable. Maybe he has lower lung capacity, he has less endurance, and he can train it, but only up to a certain point. And at that point, nature takes over, and the bigger the guy, the probably more stuff. I'm just talking in hypotheticals at this point, but still. So this guy can use or can see stuff and get incredibly talented within the sport because he just sees the stuff in a certainly different way. And then there's this guy who can get trained and do all this stuff and still come out winning just sheerly because he's physically talented. That's who David is. He's just incredibly gifted, but I honestly think, like, why did he need to go ahead and fight against the Militech? Like, do enough. That's what my plan would be. Do enough that allows you and your crew to escape, and then do anything from that point going forward. Because they're not going to be able to find you anyway. Not only is he using his own Sandevistan, but he's also using a cyber skeleton, which is much more advanced tech. Gravity, guys. Gravity. Gravity power, magnetic fields. He's using the core forces of nature. Like what else comes even close to damaging stuff? Like if it's not for like gravity or magnetic field or electromagnetic stuff like that. These are the stuff that you don't have counter against. How do you counter gravity? You don't. How do you counter magnetic fields? You literally don't, unless you are not made up of magnetic stuff, which quite honestly, if nothing is, if you have the right amount of field, anything can be. Everything has some sort of metal in it, and if not, he will pull something that actually he can use for defense. So this is crazy that he got upgraded to this stuff. He used four or what, nine. He had one used on him by Rebecca, and he used four of them or six of them. I saw four, I'm not sure, but maybe he would have used six as well. So three more to go, and that's it. And that's his new plan. His plan is we're gonna go get Lucy and do that. Dude, you should have done that way sooner. I'm just saying, if one of your character dies, one of your favorite characters or somebody that you actually are like your protagonist dies because of sheer, I don't want to say stupidity, but like some bad moves, that hurts even more. Like you could have escaped this. You could have done way better, and then you're doing this stuff. Please, please hold it. Like, he now knows that he does not have an option, so I get it. Yes, but maybe use some help. Get some people who can help you. I don't know. It's just like maybe in the heat of the moment that is the right thing to do, and we can't get across it. But man, I really feel bad, and I actually love the scenes. I don't think I've talked enough, but Netflix has done an amazing job at the animation. The voice actors are on point. They do their own stuff in the most amazing way possible. I have not been disappointed by anybody, let alone Rebecca, the voice actor for Rebecca, the voice actor for Faraday, the voice actor for David. They are putting out emotions. I honestly feel like yes, they've done a fabulous and fantastic job at it. And like, if I haven't talked about the animation before, I'll talk now. This is crazy. See, there's so many scenes that I feel like, wow, how do you even come up with this stuff? The story is like amazing at this point. We've established that, but the way to show it to us, like this, the way the choreography goes for fights, that's the way the angles, the direction, and literally the animation quality as well. Like, wow, guys. If you're not excited, if this doesn't get you excited, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if you like this, if you just like anime in general, because this is getting at its best possible features. Like, and that's thankfully an amazing because Cyberpunk got it justice because it's made by Netflix, and not sure what other animation studios would have picked up and did the same job. Maybe Mappa would have, maybe the one that animated Freedom, they would have. But hey, that is an incredible job. So hats off to Netflix, and thank you. Thank you for watching today's episode. That was it. Let me know what you think about today's episode in the comments. Let me know what you thought about David using his Sandevistan and the Cyber Skeleton, and possibly could he have done something else? What else can he do? And who else can he contact? Maybe he doesn't have to go full crazy cyber psycho, but he's literally on the brink of it, of going. So let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think about all that in the comments, and we'll see you for the final one and this next season's trailer. So until then, bye bye.